Let's see how this is. Okay, so 10 things that principals should do but don't have time to do, and how AI plus GoHighLevel can help. So what if I told you that most principals already know exactly what they should be doing to improve attendance, support teachers, and increase family engagement, and improve student outcomes? But the problem isn't knowing, the problem is time. Most principals spend their day reacting instead of leading. Emails, attendance, parent complaints, staffing issues, student discipline, compliance reporting, meeting after meeting after meeting. But what if AI could handle many of those repetitive tasks so the principals could focus on leadership? So today I'm going to show you 10 things principals should be doing and exactly how AI and GoHighLevel can help them do it. Number 1 on the list, visit classrooms every day. See, principals should be visible in classrooms, not just doing evaluations every day. The challenge is that most principals are trapped behind their desk, responding to emails, phone calls, and scheduling issues. So let me show you how AI helps, and specifically using GoHighLevel. Inside GoHighLevel, they have what they call the AI employee, which consists of AI agents. You have a voice AI, you have conversation AI, we have a knowledge base, we have agent templates, but the ones for education haven't been designed yet. But hold up, I will be doing that. But on AI agents, the one thing we want to do is that, so you have a phone system. So the first thing you're going to need to make sure is you have a phone number. And that only costs about a dollar a month. So it's really cheap. But inside GoHighLevel, what you do is that you go to phone system. And when you go to phone system, you have phone numbers. So you got to have phone numbers. So like in this case, I have phone numbers in here. I have one. I actually have two phone numbers in here. And then you see where it says voice. If you click on voice, and now if you go down here to where it says voicemail and missed call text back. Missed call text back. Okay. So now you understand how this works. So is that you can go and don't worry about missing a call, because you're going to go and do what you're supposed to do, is actually visiting classrooms. And when someone calls and the secretary gets a message or she places it through, the call can go in, and then your system will automatically send them back out a call text back. So if you miss a phone call, it's going to automatically send a message. Now, I'm going to go ahead and test this just right here now. It does give me an opportunity for the system here. Let's see if I can get over here. I'm going to go down here to missed call text back. And then I'm going to say customize. And here it says this is the location name. I saw that we just missed your call now. And what I'm going to do is type in a number. I'm not going to put in a regular number, but you put your number in there, you can actually test it. So it does have that voice. Now it also has what we call in the phone system. Let's go back. We're going to go back. And then in here up under AI agents, we have two. We have a conversation AI that will chat, but we also have a voice AI. And the voice AI will actually communicate. It can go inbound and also outbound. And then also inside GoHighLevel, we have an appointment schedule. So we can put your calendar in there and even link it to your Google Calendar. So if someone calls into the section and they want an appointment, the AI will actually set the appointment either through text or by voice, and then it will actually put it on your calendar. It can read your calendar, so it can make sure that it does not double book you. Okay, so here it is. By using these 3 things, instead of staff calling the office for routine questions, the AI can answer frequently asked questions, schedule meetings, and route requests automatically. Even interruption eliminated creates more time for instructional leadership. Imagine gaining 1 extra hour every day simply by reducing those interruptions. And that hour belongs in classrooms. Now, what's really critical in this, especially if you have a school that only has one principal and doesn't have an assistant principal, that you can really be locked down inside your office. Now, this allows you to do that. All right, number two thing that we want the principals to do that they know they should do, but don't get around to it, is personally recognize great teachers. See, teachers don't quit because they're tired. Many quit because they feel unappreciated. Imagine sending 3 positive messages to teachers every day. And how AI helps. GoHighLevel workflows can automatically send recognition emails, deliver milestone congratulations, celebrate years of service, and recognize perfect attendance. One of the earlier videos I mentioned about the 10 things that teachers should do was talking about the fact that you have a system that has your grades and you have a system that has your attendance, and that is in there. Who's tracking teacher attendance? Okay, who's tracking teacher attendance? That's in the normally with the district system, but they have workflows. So what is a workflow? So what you do, you go into automation, because this is how we automate things, and this is where AI can help us. Is that in automation, you're able to create what we call a workflow. And I'm just going to go to a workflow here. Just go ahead and pull up one. New sales, let's call a new sales call. I just used one. I just want to get in and show you what a workflow. But a workflow is that you build it up, and what you do is first you define what's the trigger. In other words, here we had send recognition emails. So the trigger could be sending a message that we could actually send a message for. In other words, I want to recognize Mrs. Jones, or to deliver milestone, or celebrate years of service. We can have a workflow for each one of these, which I would think would probably be more appropriate. But anyway, so you decide what this is. Let's say a send recognition email. So all I have to do in this case is to go into my contacts. What I would do is actually go into my contacts. And what I'm going to do is tag that person. So first what I would do, I'm going to go into the contacts, and I'm going to have my teachers. I may actually develop a little smart list on it, but I'm going to go into my contacts first. And then inside the contacts, what I'm going to do is actually pick an individual. You see here, tags. All I got to do is tag on here, say recognition. And then I go ahead and I create an automated workflow. And in the workflow, it says trigger. So as soon as someone is put on there is recognition, and then I can put in there. So what things can I put in here? So in here, one, I can remove them from a workflow. I can move them to a call book for an appointment. I can do a push notification that sends out a message directed to my phone for an app. I can do an email notification. I can do an SMS text. I can do a waiting time. So whatever I want to send them with, I can do this here. So principals can use AI to draft personalized recognition messages in seconds instead of starting from a blank page, and AI gives you the first draft. That's what the AI can help you do. Number 3, analyze attendance trends weekly. See, most schools don't have attendance systems. They have attendance reports. That's a huge difference. Reports tell you what happened, but the systems help you change what happens next. See, with AI help, GoHighLevel can automatically flag the attendance concerns. Okay, so you can go to your regular system, whether it's Aries or school AI, not really school AI, but whatever your attendance system is at your school, do an export so you get a report. But now you're going to upload that into GoHighLevel for the AI to do an analysis and give you a summary that gives you tasks on what you need to do. So instead of you spending hours going over and looking for the trends, we can use AI by uploading it for it to identify what those trends are. Okay, so imagine every student who misses 2 days automatically is triggered a support sequence before they become chronically absent. Let me say this again. So by uploading this into the system, and it can be automated, if you upload the information in there, then what it does, the analysis, and it finds anybody who's missing 2 days, it's automatically going to send out a message to that student, send out a message to that parent. It's going to automatically do it. And this is what we call the Attend-3 framework. How about calling parents with good news? See, most schools only contact parents when there is a problem. What if your school became known for celebrating success? See how AI can help. GoHighLevel workflows, again, do a workflow, can automatically identify student achievements, create call lists, send congratulatory texts, and deliver personalized voice messages. AI can even draft a positive parent communication for review before sending. Instead of making 20 calls, the principal can now reach hundreds of families. Number 5, how about meet one-on-one with new teachers? Now, new teachers need coaching, and I can probably relate to this. I remember when I first became a new teacher, the first thing that I was probably concerned with was probably any time a principal or somebody had administration was coming into my classroom, because it was like I was being put on the stage. Okay. But what I really wanted to feel like that my principal was not against me, but really my principal was there to help support me and grow. That's what a leader does. So AI can help automate scheduling. So in other words, since you have 7 new teachers or 15 new teachers in your school, you need to set up one-on-one time. So instead of waiting for crap to happen, you go ahead and put the names of those teachers and you tag them as a new teacher, and it automatically does a workflow by sending them an email for them to schedule a one-on-one with you and automatically put it on your calendar. I diggity, man. So it's going to give reminder sequences to remind them of the upcoming appointment and visit and the one-on-one. It also can record the notes, follow-up notes, and also the coaching session tracking. AI can summarize the meeting notes and generate action items. Instead of spending time organizing coaching sessions, principals spend time coaching. Wow. So if you're seeing these challenges in your own school, that's exactly why I created the Educator Innovation Sandbox. We're showing educators how to build systems that save time, improve communication, and create better outcomes. You have links inside the description for the free Educator Innovation Sandbox Masterclass, plus a free 30-day trial, plus a bootcamp for GoHighLevel. Now, number 6, we want to track student motivation. See, if grades are lagging indicators, motivation is a leading indicator. So now we can use forms and surveys and automation. Now let's check this out. See, typically, every school, since I was a WASH inspector for accreditation, we would come to school and we wanted to know surveys to get feedback from parents and also students. We had a Healthy Kids survey that asked them lots of things about drug use and everything else. But that would actually go out to the students, and it would be compiled, and a nice little report would come up, and I think ours was like West Foundation or whatever. But we would get that in August when we came back. Rarely. Sometimes we would only get, for as teachers, we would only get the highlights. Now, I'm pretty sure my principal went over the big areas of concern. But again, this is in August, and we only had one snapshot with that. Let's change this. If Johnny's going to have problems, he's going to have problems, and there's going to be flags out there that starts way earlier. And we need to get that information so that as a leader, you can take action, but your counselor needs to take action, and your teachers need to be aware of a situation. And a lot of times starts by indicators. So one way we can do that is here inside GoHighLevel. Again, this is one system. If you go here to sites, we can create a page that we can go to, okay? But what we can do is create in here, we can create websites, we can create webinars, we can also create surveys and forms. So we can do surveys. So we don't need, you have everything inside this to monitor. So we can actually create a survey. So let's do this. How about doing a weekly, really 3 to 5 question text message, or even an email that goes out to every student automatically. It's a weekly check-in. And then when they're completing the information on the form, AI looks at all of those. So you don't have to look at your 200-300. If you're at a regular high school, 2,700 responses. No. What we do is that we let AI identify the trends before the grades collapse. So we do a weekly check-in. We do engagement surveys. We do a wellness monitoring. We do risk alerts. And imagine knowing which students are disengaging before they fail. Number 7, we can conduct student listening sessions. See, students often tell us exactly what they need. We just don't always have time to ask. So how AI can help? See, GoHighLevel surveys. So we can have surveys. We can just go here with a survey builder. We can build a survey. And I'll just pull this one up just as an example. You're able to build your own survey with the questions. You can put the name, information, you can put that, you can make it anonymous, put the address, but you can just put a single line, a multi-line. If you ever use SurveyMonkey, guess what? You can do the same thing with this survey too. So we can get student feedback, we can get climate data, we can get suggestions, we can get concerns. But the AI can summarize hundreds of responses into a simple report. So instead of reading 500 survey responses, principals can review a one-page summary. Next, how about building community partnerships? See, the original concept around public education was to prepare students for the workforce. But if we don't have communications with the community and establish those community partnerships, are we preparing students for jobs that will not exist? Or should we be doing something different? So how can AI help? In GoHighLevel, we can manage business contacts. So what we do is very simple. One of the things we can do is use GoHighLevel's ability to prospect for us. So let's go back here and payments, settings. Let's go to settings, opportunities and baseline. And I think no, what we need to do is instead, we're going to go back up into the agency and see this section here. It says prospects. I could go in here for prospects, and now I can actually have it search for Prospect AI allows it to search for different businesses and stuff in our area. It will actually go and actually generate. In this case, I did a search here, and it actually started doing a search of schools in the different area. So you can actually ask it to actually do that. Okay, so see, most principals know local businesses want to help, but building that relationship takes time. So how can AI help? So what we can do is that we can put all our business concepts, and when we go to our contacts, we go ahead and put our contacts in here, and we go ahead and tag. We go ahead and put a tag in here as a local business. Then what we do is that we go here for our automation, and then what we're going to do is that we're going to create a workflow, but this workflow is to build a partnership, which means it's going to be emails that's going to go out designed to build a relationship with the local businesses in the area. See, I would probably bet if you went in your local community and started going down the street and asked businesses who was the principal of your school, they probably couldn't answer that question. See, and that mainly reason is because there's not time there that the principal is actually doing the outreach. And we need to do that because also there's also internship opportunities, and we also do follow-up reminders. See, all of this can be done by doing the automation. So the AI drafts outreach emails and partnership proposals. And what used to take hours can now just take minutes. Number 9, how about capturing teacher innovation? See, every retirement is a knowledge leak. A master teacher leaves, and years of expertise disappear. I'm one of those teachers. I left as a teacher. I was a doctor. I had 2 masters. I was an Amazon future engineer. I brought AP computer science and everything. And when I left, all of that innovation of doing things walked out the door. But now, what if we could keep that? See, we can still do those best practices by using the conversation AI, which means we go into automation. In this case, we're going to go back here. Instead, we're going to go to AI agents. And now we're going to go into conversation AI. And we can set up a pipeline that sends out a message to a teacher asking them a question. and then the teacher can respond back. But then I can create the conversation AI. Well, it actually engages with the teacher to get the information. And while it's doing it, is recording everything. So this is where conversation. So when a master teacher leaves, all that years of experience disappears. But with conversation AI, here's a game changer. See, principals can interview teachers using AI. See, the AI will record the best practices, the classroom management strategies that they use, the parent communication methods, the lesson design techniques, and these conversations become searchable knowledge bases. So imagine preserving me, your best teacher's wisdom forever. Number 10, spend more time thinking about the future. Boy, I hope that our principals would be able to do this, but they're so busy putting out fires. Now, this may be the most important one. Principals need to spend more time thinking about the future, because we're supposed to be providing education to help our students graduate for jobs that have not been created yet. But principals are so busy managing today that they never get time to design tomorrow. Now, how can AI help? With GoHighLevel automations, we can automate parent communication, scheduling, attendance notifications, surveys, follow-ups, routine inquiries. Principals gain back hours every week. Now, those hours can be reinvested into strategic planning, AI implementation, teacher development, student innovation, school transformation. See, the goal isn't to replace people. The goal is to eliminate repetitive work so that people can focus on human work. See, the future principal will not work harder. The future principal will build better systems. And schools that embrace AI and automation will spend less time on administration and more time on students. See, the question isn't whether AI is coming to education. It's already here. The real question is, will your school be a consumer of AI or a builder of systems powered by AI? If you'd like to see exactly how educators are using GoHighLevel, AI voice agents, conversation AI, workflows, calendars, surveys, and knowledge bases to transform schools, I invite you to join me in a free Educator Innovation Sandbox Masterclass. The future is calling. The only question is whether we're answered. This is Dr. Smith. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Today we discussed the 10 things that principals should be doing but can't. But now they can, powered by AI. Just got to get your thinking caps on. This is Dr. Smith. So this is my teachleadandexpire.com homepage. And on there, you'll see I have an example short video explanation of talking about how to use the Education Innovation Sandbox for schools and for parents, even grandparents, information about how they can use AI. On here on this webpage is also a calendar that you can actually schedule a 30-minute session with myself to discuss your strategy. It's a free session. There's no cost associated with that call. So I want to do that. And I wanted to show you what that page looks like and what's on there. And all you would have to do is click on the button where it says the innovation to register for the master class. And let's go here. And what to do when you click on, now here's the page. And if you click on it, you're able to go to the future is calling, build your own AI teacher, tutor, or family learning assistant. This is the masterclass. You can reserve your seat. It is free. It's available like every 15 minutes or so right now, so you can do it on your own schedule. If you hit the button here for reserve, you'll see it has different times. This one is right here is actually in 11 minutes, but then you also have one in 2 hours, you have one in 4 hours. So you can either schedule one or you can actually wait in 11 minutes and actually go and do it. Make sure you put your name and email and phone number and stuff. That's how I know that you attended the actual webinar. And if you go to the end, there's going to be an extra special bonus. And it's only about 1 minute. There's 1 hour and 6 minutes is the total length of the webinar. It gives you an idea of the concepts. This actual video here actually went over a lot. And actually, I was able to show you some of the features and stuff. Okay. This goes and actually shows some of the completed tasks and stuff that we're working on. Okay. But I wanted to do that so you can see that. But now the other thing I wanted to do was actually, since we went over everything, I'd like to kind of summarize just to make sure that you understood the information in this video by bringing and give you some actual examples. So I'll give you some actual examples as we do this here. Okay, so this was about 10 things that principals should do but don't have time to do, and how AI plus GoHighLevel can give principals their time back. So let's look at number one. Number one, we want principals to visit classrooms every day. See, every principal knows they should be in classrooms, but here's what typically happens. You leave your office to conduct instructional walkthroughs. You're halfway through observing a great lesson when your phone rings. It's a parent. You can't answer. 5 minutes later, another call comes in, then another. Now you're wondering if one of those calls was important. So what do many principals do? They cut their walkthroughs short and head back to the office. With GoHighLevel's missed call text back feature, every missed call instantly receives a text message. Thank you for calling. I'm currently assisting students and staff. How may I help you? The parent immediately feels acknowledged. If they need assistance, the AI voice agent can answer questions or schedule an appointment directly on your calendar. Now you can focus on observing instruction instead of worrying about missed calls. That's instructional leadership. Number two, recognize great teachers. Imagine walking into a classroom and seeing an amazing lesson. You tell yourself, I need to send Mrs. Garcia a thank you note. Then another crisis happens. By the end of the day, you're forgotten. It's a week later, and she's wondering if anyone noticed the extra effort that she put in. Now, using GoHighLevel workflows, you can create a teacher recognition system. After a walkthrough, just simply dictate a quick note into your phone. AI drafts a personalized recognition email in seconds. The teacher receives encouragement. You spend less than 1 minute. Small actions have a huge impact. Number three, analyze attendance trends weekly. Let's say a student misses school Monday, then Wednesday, then Friday. Most schools don't notice until weeks later. By then, the student may already be chronically absent. With GoHighLevel automations, attendance data can trigger alerts automatically. Imagine receiving a dashboard every Monday morning showing students who are beginning to disengage. Instead of reacting after the problem becomes serious, you're intervening earlier. This is the difference between reporting and leadership. Number four, call parents with good news. Most parents expect a call when something goes wrong. Imagine a mother receiving a text message from the principal. Your son helped another student today. I wanted you to know how proud we are. That one message changes the relationship. The challenge is scale. A principal can't call 500 families every week. But with AI and workflows, positive recognition messages can be drafted automatically and sent with your approval. Instead of contacting 10 families, you can impact hundreds. Reason number five, meet with new teachers. A first-year teacher is struggling. She's overwhelmed. Classroom management is difficult. She's thinking about quitting. The principal wants to help, but hasn't found time for 3 weeks. With GoHighLevel calendars, coaching appointments can be scheduled automatically. Reminder texts go out automatically. Meeting notes are captured automatically. AI generates action steps after the meeting, and now the principal spends time coaching instead of coordinating. Number six, we want to be able to track student motivation. Imagine a student whose grades are still passing. Everything looks fine on paper, but internally they're already checked out. 3 weeks later, the grades began dropping. The warning signs were there. Nobody saw them. But using surveys and forms, students can complete weekly check-ins. AI analyzes the responses and identifies students who may need support. The principal sees the problems before they become failures. Number 7, to conduct student listening sessions. Suppose you ask 500 students, what is one thing our school could do better? You receive 500 responses. Who has the time to read 500 responses? AI does. Within minutes, AI can identify the common things, concerns, and recommendations. Instead of spending hours reading responses, you spend time acting on them. Number 8, we want our principals to build community partnerships. A local business owner wants to support your school. You exchange business cards, then life happens. 6 months later, nothing has happened. With GoHighLevel CRM and pipeline tools, every community partnership opportunity is tracked. You automate your follow-ups. You keep conversations moving with Conversation AI. AI even drafts out each outreach email. Now partnerships don't get lost. We start building strong community ties. Number 9, capture teacher innovation. I am one of those teachers who walked out of my school here 2 years ago, and I had to do it because I developed prostate cancer. But when I walked out that door, there were years of experience. And one of your best teachers retires after 30 years, and she leaves with thousands of successful strategies, classroom management techniques, parent communication methods, lesson designs, gone. What if before retirement, she spent a few hours talking with an AI interviewer? The conversion AI records her expertise. The knowledge base stores it. Future teachers can learn from her wisdom forever. Instead of losing experience, the school preserves it. Number 10, and probably the most important of all, we want our principals to spend more time thinking about the future. See, most principals spend all day solving today's problems. Imagine having an extra 5 hours every week, not because you work harder, because AI handles repetitive tasks. Scheduling, reminders, parent communications, follow-ups, routine questions. Now those 5 hours can be invested in strategic planning, improving instruction, building culture, developing staff, designing the future. The goal isn't replacing principals. The goal is giving principals the time to be principals again. That summary, I think, was very critical, very crucial and critical for me to do. I think it made everything kind of sink in to give you a clearer picture of what AI is doing and how it actually allows principals to free up their time. I've actually had another video that talks about the 10 things that can help teachers. This one was the one about the 10 things that principals don't have time to do and how AI can help. And the next video I'm going to develop is how AI can help parents, because we need the 3 legs, okay? We need the 3 legs in order to support that student up on top. We need the teacher, we need the parent, and we need administration to be the 3 solid legs of the foundation on the stool where our child sits. With that, this is Dr. Smith. The links are included in the description. You can go to www.teachleadandinspire.com, and that will go to the website. You can register for the free reserve site that also gives you an opportunity to do a 30-day free trial of GoHighLevel. I would highly recommend, if you do that you actually make sure that you schedule a strategy session with myself so that I can kind of give you some head starts and everything else and save time. I am available for consulting on that, but everything here that I'm talking about is all free. The webinar is all free. The Masterclass is free. And I'm here to help educators become innovators. I am the AI innovator for education. This is Dr. Smith. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video when we're going to talk about the 10 things that parents wish they could do, but can't. That is really going to be interesting. Till next time.